All right, here we are in another Progressive Coalition TENtalk. This time I am joined by Ariel Oxaal. Is that how you pronounce your last name?
It is, yes.
Oxaal. And she is running for state representative in Dover's Ward 3. And so the way TENtalks work is we give the candidates about 5 minutes to talk about anything that they want. They can talk about something that just happened in the news that they want to talk about. They can talk about a question that they want to be asked on the campaign trail that they rarely are. They can talk about something that has their hair on fire right now or something that they're really excited about. You can talk about anything you want for 5 full minutes. I won't interrupt. If you want to talk to me, that's fine, but I'm just going to sit here and let you go. And then at the end of 5 minutes, I'm going to ask you some questions. So away we go. Ariel, you have the floor.
Thank you, Sherry and Progressive Coalition for setting this up, and thank you for everybody in the future who's going to watch. So I wanted to talk about a little bit more about why I've decided to run. I've had some great conversations with other people running for office and with some constituents in Dover Ward 3, but I don't think I've had a good enough chance to really talk about my history and why I've really decided to do this. So most of my professional experience is in marketing and event planning, as well as in hospitality and tourism. And the hospitality and tourism included, doing some fundraising events and being a vendor for organizations that are putting on fundraising events. And so I've really met with a lot of people that work for different organizations all around the Seacoast area. In addition to doing those kinds of events and being an active member in the community, I've worked firsthand in the hospitality industry, from everything from a host and a busser to a general manager of a high volume tourist restaurant. And so what I've really seen firsthand and experienced myself is how tough that industry can be, including, working nights, working on holidays, picking up extra shifts, all of that stuff. And I've also really noticed, the sacrifice that goes into it with showing up to work when you're ill, showing up to work when your child is ill, picking up extra shifts, working 7 days a week for 2 months. And I've experienced this with coworkers and employees where they show up to work, 2-3 weeks after having a baby because they need the work and they need the money. So this is something I've thought about for a really long time and has been kind of an upsetting thing for me working in the industry of, being so tired and I'm getting sick, but I have to go to work to pay my bills and watching others go through this. So at the beginning of this year, in February, 3 friends and I who all work in the industry, one of them was a chef, one of them was a server, one of them was a bartender. We all got together and formed the Restaurant Industry Guild, which was a group that was going to be, restaurant owners as well as restaurant employees all coming together to fight for change and really organize around getting paid sick time and getting paid FMLA somehow and really increasing our quality of life, as well as increasing, or really more personally increasing our personal values and feeling like I'm valued as an employee in this industry. So we were starting to work on that, looking at, how to organize around that. And then this was in mid-February that we really started to work on this. So in early March, we could really see the writing on the wall. Business was declining. We were getting our shifts cut. People were scared. And so we decided to change gears and start an emergency relief fund. We started that the day before the state was closed. And we were able to raise about $8,000 and disperse between $100 and $600 to families who were lost their jobs because of COVID-19. And that just felt so good. And it was something that was able to be completed before New Hampshire unemployment could keep up with all of the claims and before Congress was able to finish a relief plan. So that, once that was completed once that really started going, I was thinking more about it and looking more into the history of the state and tourism is the third largest industry in New Hampshire behind healthcare and technology. There are 10% of New Hampshire's workforce that are in tourism. It's a huge part of New Hampshire's economy and culture. All year round, there's a huge amount of tourists. And so I'm running to help this industry. And in addition to that, you know, we have an aging state. We need people to stay here, and we need people to want to move here. So we need better wages and better workers' rights, not only so that these people can have jobs in tourism, but so that tourism can stay the way it is and continue to grow, and so that people will come visit New Hampshire in the future and in a safe and healthy way. So that's, you know, to answer your question, that's a little bit of my platform and what keeps me up at night and why I'm running and what has my hair on fire. It's all kind of combined.
It's all connected, isn't it? Yeah. And I find it interesting that you're being progressive to be conservative, right? Trying to conserve the New Hampshire, that vaunted New Hampshire way that we always talk about, right?
Right, exactly.
And in order to do that, we have to be a little conservative,
right,
and progressive all at the same time. All right, so is it my turn?
I think so.
Okay, let's do, here we go. Ready? Start. Okay, early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Okay, tell me what your routine is like.
Yeah, well, this is partially from working in the restaurant industry. I certainly have the capability to wake up early, and I will, but for a long time, my schedules were, you know, go in at 3 and come home at 11, and then take a couple of hours to unwind and go to bed a little bit late. And I do find I have a higher productivity too if I'm trying to accomplish things or write something or finish a task if it's a little bit later in the evening.
Okay, cool. If you were a chicken, why would you cross the road?
If I was, I would cross the road to, I guess, get to the other side, but to see what was on the other side so I could better understand why I even wanted to go see the other side. Good
answer. I like that answer. What is your superpower? Or alternately, what is your strangest talent? What's something that you can really do without thinking about it?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm very talented at cooking, but I guess something a little more fun is, I guess, just multitasking in general and in a high intensity, high impact environment. Again, just in my blood working in restaurants, I can have a list of 5 or 6 things that all need to be completed and be able to, in my head, just decide what I need to do in that moment to get it completed right away.
Can you do things in chunks, or do you have to finish something and then move on?
I can do things in chunks, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so next question is like, what are you really, really bad at?
I am really, really bad at any kind of contact sport or hand-eye coordination. Okay. Any sport that involves like a ball or having to catch something or throw something, I think my depth perception is off.
Likely to end up in your face.
Yeah, I tried to be on a volleyball league, a rec league, when I was living in Portsmouth, and it was not for me, but it was fun to be there socially. So. Okay.
I like watching other people play sports. I'm not really, not really good at it myself.
Sports, I'm just, you wouldn't want me on your team for sure.
Okay, let's see. What, in your opinion, is the best thing since sliced bread? Give her a stumper.
I think so. There's so many cool things. I guess advances in technology and being able to connect with people easily is something that I find absolutely fascinating, especially when you think about even
this
when
so
much has happened in my lifetime, you know, remembering growing up, you know, what things were like, just to reach out to somebody to say hello is so different than it is now.
Yeah, this right here is super cool. Yeah. I love that we can do this. Yeah, this is amazing. Let's see. Do you have a green thumb?
I'm trying to have a green thumb. I've started to garden. I would
indoor, outdoor?
Outdoor.
Okay. So like growing food garden or flowers garden?
A little bit of both. Okay. Trying a little bit of both, and have had some success, but I can't say that it's on the way to, it's light green.
There's a learning curve to growing things outside. Yeah, I've discovered that too. I'm pretty good with indoor plants, but I haven't been able to grow my own food yet.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Are you an on-time, early, or habitually fashionably late kind of person?
I am on time.
Okay. So
Yeah,
no
prompt.
cushion on the front end. You're not late on the other end.
Yeah, I had a manager at one time in my life during a formative time, one of my first jobs, who said, if you're on time, then you're late. He's very into people being 5 minutes early, you know, not necessarily half an hour, but 5 minutes early. And that's something that I stuck with for a long time, especially once I started managing and noticed what it was like when people were 5 minutes late. So I try to be, if not right on time, then about 5 minutes early.
Yeah, my daughter was in band, and if you were early, you were on time. If you were on time, you were late.
Exactly.
Sort of all right, I have two more questions for you. What still amazes you?
What still amazes me is people's ability to disagree about something that they think that they have a common goal, right? So we all have a common goal of peace, or everybody being able to live, or being able to thrive. But it just absolutely perplexes me that there are such divides in thinking of maybe not how we get there, but just thinking of what the problem is.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
that's perplexes me for sure.
Yep. All right, and last question, because we are fellow curly girls.
Yeah.
What's your favorite hair care product?
My favorite hair care product is conditioner.
Me too.
Yeah, I go through a lot of it. So
Like the creamiest, most slippery, yes, to get through all this. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
I love it. All right. And that's a TENtalk. Thank you so much for taking the time with me. It was a hoot. I'm glad that we were able to do it, and I wish you every good luck in your primary.
Thank
Go
you
get 'em.
so much, Sherry. Thank you. Thank you for the support, and this was really fun. So
All right. Be well.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.